Yeah, it's the role of faith. God first, couple goals, ain't no room for the hate. We keep it real, keep it true. That's the only way. Roll with us, pray with us, each and every day. Yeah. On the road of faith, we talking God and love. We build each other up, blessings rain from above. Yeah. Relationship goals, we keep Christ in the middle. Faith stay strong while the world play the real. Let's go.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Effect Podcast.
Yes.
My name is Milton.
And I'm Felicia.
Welcome y'all. Welcome back.
Welcome to the Role Effect Podcast. We're so happy that you're tuning in this evening to listen to us. We're so happy about that, right?
Absolutely. And we happy to have you listen. And give us feedback, of course.
Yes, please give us feedback.
Yeah.
But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. That's first and foremost.
Yes.
Don't forget to check us out on Sundays for Just Us, Milton and Felicia. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and check that episode out as well. And then
there's more.
You're supposed to give me a drum roll. Then we have our devotional every morning, 100 Days of Believing Bigger, and which is our subject today.
Yeah.
Right?
Food for thought.
Food for thought. We decided, since we are now on day 80 of this book, and it's 100 days, so we have 20 more days to the end of this book. So sad, right? But I really love the fact that I can go back on it later to look at it, to listen to all the devotionals from day one.
Yeah.
So it'll always be there if you want to go check it out. If you've never heard it, you can go start from day one. And some of your favorite ones, you can just go there and listen to it as well. So we're going to talk about it because we're nearing the end of our 100 days of Believing Bigger. So we're going to just be talking about a few, not going to hold you long, a few highlights that I thought really captured my attention. And if you have a special one or one that you've seen that really stood out to you, you can write it in the description, in the comments below. Yes, right?
Write it in the comments. If you want us to elaborate about it, then we can do that. We can go further. We can dive deeper. That's what this is all about, right?
Absolutely. Diving deeper. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. First of all, this book is 100 Days of Believing Bigger, and it is by Marshawn. It'd be nice if I just put my glasses on, right?
That would probably help a little bit instead of them looking at you.
Oh my God.
I see you.
It's
okay. All right.
It's by Marshawn Evans Daniels. It's by Marshawn Evans Daniel, and it's a devotional journal. It's 100 Days of Believing Bigger. So we're going to get right into some of the ones that I loved and some of the ones that we're going to just talk about. So I've highlighted some of the ones in the book, and we're just going to talk about it, right?
Right.
So the first one that I really enjoyed was day 13, and it was the purpose pathway in advance. And now this pathway had several different parts to it. This is part 3 of this. And what I highlighted in this was it's not about hold on. This is a flawed start to purpose discovery. We are Christ's workmanship, created in his image and for his purpose. Our identity is found in our pre-made design. It's not about passion, what we choose to do. It's about permission, surrendering to what we were born to do. You already been equipped for that in advance. And so that question was, take a moment and think about how you've always enjoyed helping others. It doesn't have to be a major event. What steers your heart? What everyday impact do you want to have on others? How has God pre-built you to elevate others? Now, I love this because this is telling you, this is like trying to find your purpose, your pathway, or what it is that you're supposed to be doing in your life. And most times, what your purpose is going to be dealing with others and some kind of service or something in your life. Is your purpose is going to be helping and servicing others. So I really like this, because if you don't know what your purpose is, it's saying for you, you need to, what gets you motivated? What's in your mind on a consistent basis? What just stirs your heart when you see it? What is that? What is your heart telling you? Because if you kind of listen to your heart, listen to your heart, then I think it tells you what it is that you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be servicing others. So what do you think your service to others is, and what do you think? Do you know what your purpose is?
Yeah. Before I answer that, I do like the part where it mentions you're preloaded.
Yes.
Which means everybody has something in them from the Father that is preloaded. All you have to do is open those doors and find out what it is. Right.
Yes.
So, service-wise, I've always probably been in service without knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do. But it changes from season to season. You know, like it started off probably with repairs and making people happy that I'm there to service and fix certain things with my job or whatever. And with that often came with just talking in general to help people. Roles that I've traveled that they were just beginning and was able to provide an answer.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. And it took me a while to understand, wow, this ain't just about repairing something. It's about people's lives that have issues. And for some way, they don't even know me.
Yeah.
But I guess I had that demeanor where they lay it on me and then I can provide an answer, prayer for them or whatever. Because a lot of people go through things. So I figure, wow, this is a way of helping people.
Yes. And I think also that you probably don't know that you're doing a service because, like, in my position, I'm office manager, but I am also seems like a therapist. So you don't really realize what you're doing is a service to people and why God has you where He has you, so that people can see. And they tell me all the time, like, you have such a good spirit, and so I'm always getting the flood of people in the office that want to ask questions or whatever. It's because that I was built for this. Right.
And when you like that, you're highlighted as, I can talk to her about this.
Yeah.
Or I can talk to him about this.
Yeah.
Especially when you deliver. You have to be there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people may come to you or other individuals and you're not providing, you ain't got time. Work it out and keep it moving. But that's not what they need. You might have been put in place.
Yes.
For that, when you know the answer.
Absolutely.
And that's what God uses people to help other people.
Yes.
And you have to be mindful of that part of it.
You have to give your time. Like one day, I think you was working with, you was doing some sort of work at this guy's house, but he needed to talk. And so you said, you know what? I said, wait a minute, let me just stop and let me just talk to him. And he wanted to show you the vehicles. He wanted to show you all these things. And I was like, that's just because you offer a service. You make people feel comfortable enough to share. Because Milton would come home and he would tell me someone's just their life. And I'm like, how did you get all of that in the period of time that you have to be there? Because you got to go to the next customer. So, but they feel very comfortable sharing their woes, their troubles.
Yeah, I think some people can feel your inner man, your inner spirit, and you're just there right at the time where they got to unload.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful because a lot of people don't have the time. Okay, yeah, keep it moving.
That's very true.
And I feel grateful that I'm in that position at that time because you never know what people are going through.
No.
And I get the thank you. Oh, I just knew. They'll say, I knew you was the right one to lay this on.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad I ain't failed the test and wasn't so much in a hurry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
because
you
never
make yourself
know.
available.
You know, I remember dialing the wrong number one time. And I was like, I'm so sorry I dialed the wrong number. And she was like, well, you can talk to me. And it just reminded me of an elder. She was an elder. And I just talked to her. And she was like, I'm just trying to crank up my knees. She is trying to get her knees to working so she can get up. But I just had a conversation where I just took that time out to have that conversation because you don't know what that does to a person. I may have been the only person she talked to that day.
Or for a while.
Right.
But the mere fact that she said, you can talk to me, should have sounded the alarm.
Yeah.
To say, okay, let me take a moment.
Yes.
And so you will definitely probably pass that test in heaven.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who that person was and what she was going through.
Absolutely. So whatever you're passionate about, whatever you think that God is trying to tell you, remember that it's already inside. It's already inside of you. All you need to do is activate it. And you can tell, like, I know whatever I do is going to be a service to people because I'm so passionate about people. I love people. And if I can help, I like to do that. Sometimes it get a little overwhelming.
Right.
Sometimes, because sometimes, you know, you like, it's this saying like you can either be a fountain or a drain. And sometimes when you're just fountain, you're just flowing and giving, you know, it's kind of tough at times.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I see it also as a conduit to answers.
Yeah.
You on one end, they on the other end, but God is in the middle. So he makes you available, makes you be in line with these people, and then there it is. And you're like, okay.
Right, because I never believed that it's a coincidence. I think everything is a purpose, and I think that wherever you are in that moment is where you're supposed to be at in that moment.
Yeah, you just have to realize what it is, because like I said, I was bless you.
Thank you.
I was going through it, and I was like, boy, people just want to talk, and I didn't see it until after some years to say, wow, people got issues. That's why they was mad about their appliance. That really wasn't the issue. It's whatever you going through now.
Whatever you're going through at the moment.
You know, so you just got to make yourself available and be aware, and then at some point you'll know what your passion is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to day 36. It was about navigating transition. Before a major life shakeup happens, usually God has been trying to get your attention for quite some time. Most of us don't like change. We like a good plan and a checklist and strategy to follow. We wrestle with God for the steering wheel. On one hand, we want God to drive, but at the same time, we secretly want to know where he's going and what he's doing. And the question is, what lessons might God be using disruption to teach you right now? How are we trying to drive the steering wheel when God has it? Because we secretly want to know, well, but God, what you doing? Where you going? I don't know about this. That's what we secretly want to know.
Or one person driving, and then you got the person on the side, and both of y'all trying to guide the steering wheel. It ain't gonna work that way.
It's not.
It's only one driver.
One driver.
Either you drive or you let God do the driving.
Absolutely.
And that comes with faith, I know.
Yes.
If you ain't got that, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to have faith, and the other thing, you're gonna have to have patience.
Yes. And you have to give up control. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the major problems of that. We want to have control. And with God, he's in control. And we have to allow that so that we can go where he wants us, where he's trying to direct our paths to, basically. Right?
Yep.
So that's a good one. The next one is day 73, surrendered steps. So often we think that God's blessings are going to just come faster if we're busy and doing all the things we can to make it happen on our end. It's not so. God doesn't need our help. God needs our heart. And then skip down to the bottom. It says, the sacrifice God requires is not what you do. It's found in the condition of a surrendered heart. And then this question is, how have you been trying to help God answer your prayers? How have you been trying to, how have we been trying to help God answer our prayers when we know God doesn't need our help?
It ain't possible. So,
well, we can try. When we try to do it, we mess it up.
Right. And we're not focused enough to know that we don't need to intervene.
Right.
And you're trying to help push the process and expedite it without really allowing time.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's on the other side of that if you move too quick.
Right.
And if you move too quick, now you out of the order that God trying to get you in.
Yes.
Now he got to wait and do all this because you done went forward.
Yes. Yes.
And that could be on a lot of different levels. Marriage, relationship, job, moving money, buying this, doing that.
Yeah.
Because you ain't prayed about it and you just moving.
Yes. Yes. God doesn't need us. We can't ask him to lead and we want to take over. We have to be patient and know that he's going to get us there, but on his timing. It's not about our timing. It's his timing. So I think that that was key to. That
is the patience and the faith right there.
Yes.
And that's just something you got to work on.
Yes.
It ain't going, tomorrow I got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't work that way.
That's right.
Especially when you had a microwave mindset.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
That's deep there, ain't it?
That's true. Okay, day 75 is spiritual discipline. Spiritual discipline. Okay, so this right here is the story of Noah. And it says, just because the storm was over, it didn't necessarily mean that God was ready to release them to step into a new territory. And then in the bottom it says, spending time with God and listening for his voice, Noah waited for a clear sign that it was time to emerge. God will give you clear signs too. Obedience is a unique mixture of patience and pursuit. Don't move by pressure or your own timeline, but don't delay either. When God makes the land ready for your footstep, own the moment. And then the question is, what branches has God been sending your way to signal that it's time to emerge from what you built and enter into your new territory? I love this.
I love it too.
I love this so much. It says what branches are he's trying to get you to release on the life you built. Like, you didn't consult him.
Mm-hmm.
You built this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to take you to a new territory. But you're so comfortable with the familiar that you don't want to go to something that's unpopular, unfamiliar, all the things. And God is saying, just because, I love the story of Noah, because Noah was patient and he was obedient. And he looked pretty crazy building that big ark.
I was going to say, no matter how crazy he was and how much time he had to put into that big old ark, and it was huge.
Yeah.
He still did it.
Yes, he did. But he was being obedient and he was listening to what God told him to do. And that's very important in our lives. It's like, even though we go through storms, like we go through these storms, and then when the storm is over, we're ready to go back into the crazy, probably before the storm happened, because we haven't learned the lesson.
Right.
But God's trying to take you to a new territory, a new area, a new place, a new position, a new relationship. But we just like to keep going back to the foolishness and the nonsense, right?
The being of comfort and not outside of your playing zone.
Yeah.
You know, the normal. Okay, I don't know what's over there, but I'm staying right here.
Because it's familiar.
Right.
You know, it's not popular to do something out of like Noah was building this ark, but no one around him knew what the Lord had spoke to him, because he wasn't supposed to reveal that. So it's unpopular, and it's not like people are going to look at me crazy. Like, this just doesn't make any sense.
But of course, I'm sure it was a lot of them questioning him, like, why are you doing this?
I'm sure.
Well, the Lord told me to do this.
I'm sure there was a lot of questions and all the things, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's gonna look crazy.
And the ones who wasn't on that boat, you know what happened.
But I'm just saying
right.
that sometimes
right.
it's gonna look crazy, and it's not gonna what God is telling you to do may not look. You might question that, like, what you want me to do? What you want me to what? But He has a plan, in order to get to that plan, you gotta kind of look.
You got to follow
be
the plan.
Unpopular sometimes.
Right. You follow the plan that you know that He's putting in you. That's what you did to come here.
Yes.
You know, no matter what, you just like nowhere. And then He waited until it was dry land. The way, and I think I remember, I have to go back, but I think it was a raven went and he typically brought back like a leaf or something. A branch, yeah. Right. So He knew that it was above water.
Yes.
Now we can go this way and unload.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And I'm sure that took some patience.
Yes. So even though the storm passed, it still wasn't time.
Yeah, the water had to
So
reside.
I think we can learn a lot from that. It doesn't matter what kind of storm you have in your life. Just because it's over, it doesn't mean that God is ready to release you to your new yet. You gotta maybe sometimes be still and wait till He tells you to move. And when He moves, it says, own the moment. Don't delay. Own the moment.
Yeah, because we know what a delay or a disobedient person looks like when they look back. Right? That one moment looking back was a delay.
Yes. Yes.
And that was over.
Yes. We don't want to be a pillar of salt for looking back somewhere that God is trying to take us somewhere new. You know, everything that happens in our life is seasons and chapters and all the things, and so we just go on to the next. But be still and listen and know that God is He got this.
And when it's time to move. You know, like
move.
When we was on our way and we were going through that and everything was clear and I could see it. And I prayed about it. He put it there. I was gone. Yeah. Okay, let's pack up. Boom.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
So that's how you have to do it.
You had to get there a little behind me, but you got there.
Right. The thing is getting there, because I think we got opportunity where you could have moved. You could have moved too fast in it.
Yeah.
And then my time, I could have moved too fast in
right.
it. Or too slow.
Yes. So
the timing, we have to say, from our experience there, was right on time.
Yes.
Yes. He is. Right? I mean, for real, right?
Don't make me sing that song.
I know, right?
Okay. So let's move to the last one, which is 77. Day 77, which is danger zone. I like this. The danger zone is not where we are going. The real danger is where we are staying. And then it says, the question, in what ways is God asking you to do something that seems risky or unpopular? So again, The danger zone is not where we are going. The real danger is where we are staying. That's why God uses radical methods to disrupt us and redirect us. He loves us too much to leave us. As we walk in obedience, we'll walk through the doorway of destiny.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
God loves us too much to let us stay where we are. The real danger in our lives is staying right here in this place where we are with no movement, doing nothing, staying right here because it's familiar and it's comfortable. But God He wants to take you higher. In order for Him to take you higher, you got to move. And you got to be still, and you got to hear His voice, and you got to know that you're going in the direction that He will have you to go.
That reminds me of my favorite book in the Bible, Exodus. The children, when they were in Egypt, that's all they ever known. And they thought it was a comfortable place because they got fed. They had a king. But when it was time to move, there was a lot of confusion going on. Like, should we move? You're going to a better place.
Yeah.
And you kind of heard that, but you just didn't have faith to know that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can look at like disruptions. There's been a lot of disruptions in our lives. And after the disruption is over, you realize why the disruption happened. And you're like, oh, that was God. Oh, that was God. Because sometimes He has to cause the disrupt because we won't move.
Right, we hard-headed.
Yeah, we won't move. We want to just stay right there. And He has to disrupt our lives, turn it upside down in order for us to get up and move. We got to move. And it's sad sometimes that even through disruption, some people still don't move.
Right.
They don't move because they're not recognizing the vision.
They holding on to what they know.
Yes.
And think, okay, this going to get better.
And you never get to your manna that way.
Right.
Never. You never get to the place where He wants you at.
So you got to have faith. You got to be patient, and you pretty much got to develop to be fearless, because that's going to help your faith, man.
Yes.
If you're connected.
If you're connected.
I ain't saying being fearless on your own.
Yeah, you got to be connected.
Right.
So this book is really good, you guys. It's 100 Days of Believing Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. This book, I will link it in the description if you would like to purchase this book. But I would just have this in my little collection, my book collection. And you can always go on our page and look at it from beginning to the 100 days. It says a lot. I've been reading this for 80 days now, and it has really, I feel like, transformed my life and transformed what I'm thinking. That stinking thinking that I used to think. I don't think like that no more, because it's kind of changed my mindset. And I think this is good when something can do that, because you're not really thinking a lot into stuff. And so
we all need different perspectives so that we can think and then go logical with it and align yourself, you know, and just pray about understanding. You know what I mean? So good books like this definitely helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody done thought the process, put it and make it simple. You know what I mean? It's food for thought.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
absolutely. So until next time, don't forget to
subscribe, like, comment, and share. That's right. Don't be scared of that part. Share it. And don't be scared to comment.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Comment, you guys. And also, don't forget to check this out every morning at 6 a.m. for our devotional.
Right.
And we'll be back on Sunday with just us, Milton and Felicia, at 3 p.m. Yes. So until next time, you guys, we love you, and we'll see you then.
Peace.
Yeah, it's the roll effect. We talk love, we talk faith. God first, couple goals, ain't no room for the hate. We keep it real, keep it true. That's the only way. Roll with us, pray with us each and every day. On the road of faith, we talking God and love. We build each other up.